trailing 3 times in a row. The last time they played G2, though, they didn't get a goal. They need to start strong here. They've got to get G2 on the back foot early if they're going to have a chance to get a game and even get this series.
Memories of that series surely still lingering. As they're off and running, Daniel trying to line up a double. He's dropped it down in front, and Atomic had to put on the brakes. And that's thrown everybody for a loop, but Power comes away from it unscathed. Physical play up in the air, Atomic's got that away, and nothing comes from that effort out of Team Power.
Yeah, G2 saw that one a mile away. The air double bump pass was a little bit telegraphed, so Atomic was able to dive in from the side and help out his teammate who was being bumped away from the play. Air double bump passes have been a real threat for every region this season, it seems, but now teams are more familiar with it than ever.
Almost puts a premium on being more proactive defensively. Power right now scrambling, stuck in their net, and another shot sails high from Atomic. Daniel will try his luck going low and scores.
Well, eventually, crossbar challenge turned into a shot on target. Atomic there looked like he might have missed it a bit too far right of the net, but he's able to get round the ball and put it back into the middle himself. And unlike G2, who had multiple defenders ready to go, it was just the one at the back for Power who had boost there. Banana Head, only player who had boost. They were not able to keep up with all of G2.
And this, of course, bad news statistically for Power. Yes, you're trailing, sure. G2, 90% win rate when they score first. Again, a vast majority of the games in NA against some substandard competition. But even then, they've done it on the international stage as well. Beast Mode, his shot going wide. And Torsos just slow play that a little bit. Daniel brings it back in, and Power getting very little reprieve from the G2 assault.
It's a good back pass there by Fever. Banana Head's lost control though. Torsos has not put a foot in, now he does. It's going to be all about efficiency in these moments for Power. You know, G2 don't have tons of boost in a lot of these attacks as well. They are circling back to mid to pick up the hundreds, of course, but it's all about being able to make the right move with low boost positions when both teams are playing this aggressively on the ball.
Well, Daniel trying to take as much time on the ball as he can, and Fever, right place, right time, well read. Now Beast Mode will have a go at it. Waterfall down, and Fever's all over that as well. Fever having to work overtime, and then a blistering shot from long range. Easily lined up by Daniel for the save.
This is G2's game, really. If they can get Power hitting the ball up in the air, you'd favor G2 to be the quicker team to it. That being said, Power were fast to the punch in their first match of the day against Oxygen. G2 will need to be on their best behavior. That's not a good clear from Torsos. Beast Mode pounces on it. Daniel's on the end of it as well. Brings Atomic into the play. Little bit of a wayward pass though behind him. And that gives Power a chance to break out.
Oh, they're going to get plenty more opportunities. Atomic going after Torsos. And then Beast Mode scores just left of center.
Yeah, it looks a bit frustration there from Fever as this goal went in, as he didn't have any boost. Again, that's the second time that Power have conceded, and Fever's got 0 boost. And, you know, part of that is G2 stealing away those corners, but Power are not being disciplined on small boost. You've got to just sit there with 12 sometimes. You've got to just sit with 20. You can't be firing the boost button and using up all those small boost pads. They should know already. This is one of G2's strategies. Just poke the ball near your net, seal the big boost away. Same thing at the other side. Power need to be more efficient than this. That's a good save by Banana Head. And notice he's used all of his boost to get it as well.
The biggest problem that Power is going to run into, as you mentioned, just the speed factor. And G2 can move very quickly downfield, and that's something that Power, if you want to look for flaws in their game, you can point to a little bit of susceptibility to the quick counter-attacking styles, and you see a lot of that on the international stage, trying to work deliberately down the field as a team, but that shot comes from so far out. Beast Mode had all day to line up the save.
Yeah, but I'd like to see more passes even. I mean, they chained together 3 or 4 there. We'd like to see even more. Like I said, they're quite far away as they're taking the shot, so why not pass one more time? Make G2 think about it. G2 at the moment, they're not really lunging in when Power have the ball. They're letting them have it, and really just only taking clear-cut chances. Oh, Torsos, that's the wrong goal! And it's in the top corner. He's having a laugh about that one. But Beast Mode's gotten the goal credit with a clear out of his own half. Banana Head got a touch sideways. And then in comes Torsos. Top pins. Have it.
Yeah, love to see the spray chart on own goals out of the entire Oceanic region. As Torsos, yes, does get a goal. And we talked about how Power doesn't really score against G2 with a limited sample size. That one won't count.
They've technically scored.
Yeah. Well, here goes Daniel after another stop from the G2 side with Minimal pressure. Everybody bunched up in the corner, nobody at the net, and how about a 4-0 lead?
Oh, what finish as well. But yeah, his head scratching for Power here. But I mean, what are they doing at the near post? I mean, Torsos, as if an own goal wasn't already bad enough. He's just completely bulldozed Banana Head out of the way. They both had boosts to play with. What are they doing all packing in the back corner like this? I mean, they're making it easy for G2 there, who don't need an easy job. They're doing just fine in every other aspect of this matchup already. Don't need to be giving them easy goals.
Well, G2 might be able to pad some stats, which will make some of our colleagues very happy in the fantasy front, as this one has run away from Team Power in game one. Torsos trying to get something on the board. Banana Head running forward, but he couldn't really factor into the play. Daniel was already over top of him, so Atomic from the center line, drop it down to beast mode and put another one in.
Yeah, it's a go next situation for Power here. Mentally, they have checked out of this game. It's a great pass there from Atomic down to beast mode. He's in a wide position, making the pass very easy to receive. But this is all about now Power's ability to regain. We saw a great regain earlier on today between Space Station and Falcons. Falcons took down Space Station 7-0 in game one. Space Station bounced back and won the next 2 games. That's what Power need to be doing here, is just make sure that they don't have any of these unforced errors and just play a disciplined game with low boost.
Beast Mode has a chance to tie a land record with about 7 other people, it seems, as Killers earlier picked up 5 goals in a game. Beast Mode sitting on 4. He's forward. He's got a 5th.
Well, there it is, Beast Mode. 5 goals in 1 game. And I think one of the other players he ties with that one is Banana Head, who's opposite him right now. So they've all got 5 goals in a game. Can he get 6 though? We got 5 seconds left.
It feels so weird. We've seen guys get to 5 with like a minute left in some of these mismatches.
Oh, they're faking a kickoff. They're trying it.
Oh, yeah, Beast Mode. Full tank of boost, but he's stuck in his own back wall. That goes ahead to Daniel. Backboard. Beast Mode for the record. No! On the goal line. And that's about all the drama we're going to get.
Is their heads can go down, and you can see that they were a bit frustrated in that last game. You don't need to be an expert in psychology or reading their body language to tell that they're definitely not proud of that performance. And we have seen them fall apart before this season. After one bad game, it can just all go downhill. Can they reset? Can they just play this one out? I mean, we're back to zeros, of course, as we always are in Rocket League. Let's see if Power can play any better from that 0-0 score.
Well, maybe they can, back at the hotel, ask Furia to borrow their beanbags or whatever. They're bouncing on their hand to try and just stay loose. Anything at this point would be welcome for Team Power. They do have a fresh sheet here in game 2. Cross-court pass over to Beast Mode, back to Atomic, double tap.
Oh, fake.
Oh, it's all a double fake, and Daniel finishes the play.
This is beautiful from the first. I mean, the play goes back earlier than the replay, in fact, because they've had an intentional 50-50 loss there to pass the ball back, then 2 passes across the box, double tap fake into a top bin shot. I mean, it's all there for G2, and Power are not challenging any aspect of it. They're just one step behind the entire way. And again, looking a bit frustrated. They thought this was going to be a bit closer than this. They've again yet to score against this G2 team now. 4 games and counting. Could it be 5? Yes, it's looking like it as Beast Mode puts in another goal, mercilessly adding to their tally.
6 in the series now. Part of the process of a long season like this is learning things along the way. And I know, Johnny, one of the things you pointed out from Gentlemate's win over G2 in the finals is losing those 50s. We're seeing G2 just kind of put that into their bag of tricks, utilize that a little bit more, and Team Power are not able to contend with it at all. Beast Mode at another. Tell you what, forget about goals in a game. Actually, after getting so close, there may be a conscious effort to try and get him there at this point, and it seems like he's going to score as many as he wants to and no less.
Well, from this point on, it's more likely to have Beast Mode beating the all-time record for goals in a game than Power coming back and winning this, because they are just not in this game. You can see that mentally they have just not got any kind of positivity, and that's going to affect their confidence. That's going to affect their ability to just stay focused. But can Power find anything here? Can they, first of all, stop conceding goals? That's step 1.
Well, this kicks right out to Banana Head. A soft pass to Torsos that got picked off. Never had a chance to get to the target. Atomic can't get a shot through. He's the only one who hasn't scored yet for G2. He just kind of chopped liver out there after Beast Mode's dropped in 7 and Daniel's got a pair. Atomic has that go over his head. Daniel's got to run back and he can't recover as Fever gets one on the board for Power.
Well, they've got one. There you go, Power. You've done it. Banana Head chases Daniel out of position. Even got a bit of a bump on him, so that's massively affected Daniel's recovery. And that was enough time for Fever to slot from distance. Power on the board. But can they build on that? It still, to me, feels like G2 are going to score the next 3 or 4 goals.
Well, Daniel met by Banana Head there as Team Power maybe playing with just a little bit of renewed energy now. Got a boatload of time to come back in this game. If G2 could score that many so quickly, why not Power with the balance of the time remaining? Torsos can't get through Daniel. It pinballs around, still loose in front. Fever can't ricochet it through, and Beast Mode comes to clean up the mess.
Oh, that's good play again from Power to create something out of nothing there. Beast Mode just able to get that key touch clear, but now G2 the other way, threatening with every single attack. Even when they're boost starved themselves, they're still able to create goal-scoring opportunities. This is a much better start to the event for G2. They have picked up right where they left off in Copenhagen. Looking back at Copenhagen, it wasn't a strong start in Swiss in that event, so this is exactly what G2 need if they're going to go one step further in London than they did before.
Fever winning that challenge through. Banana Head has been kept away from the ball an awful lot here. He's got a touch deep in his own territory. That triggers Torsos down the field. Fever coming up on the weak side, but he can't go after the ball as it's taken away by G2. And then deeper they march into Power territory. Now Beast Mode out of the corner, trying to stay with it. Banana Head on an island all alone in front. Daniel's there too. Here comes Atomic, and it's cleared away yet again.
Well, it's a good passage of play for Power, but they do still trail by 2. G2 back into a comfortable position in the midfield, but that's a good challenge by Fever. Nice and early. Call in the fake there by Atomic brings Daniel into the play. He's blocked well by Banana Head. With 90 seconds to go, Power will start to want a little bit more. They have brought G2 back just a little bit here. They've reined them in, but that 2-goal lead is just seemingly insurmountable at this point. G2 have stabilized.
G2 went from all laughs and smiles to just kind of a stoic face for a moment, like, wait a minute. They didn't just roll over and die. All right, here goes Fever. Try to center it. Oh, Torsos and Banana Head trying to charge forward, and neither took command. Power don't get a shot out of that. They'll try again. Banana Head over to Fever.
Oh.
Much more intent this time around, but then it kicks back out to midfield, and maybe a numbers opportunity for G2. Fever shuts the door for now, but they're still playing a lot of defense, down 2 goals with 40 seconds.
This is much better though by Power. This is promising. They do still have time to go and hunt for that goal and then pull out a kickoff strategy, something we know that they do have at their disposal. Pre-jump there by Banana Head, although albeit low, and the back post not quite available to them. Daniel in transition, double reset, throw a fake in there as well. It's a team play with Atomic on the enemy goal line for 4-1.
It's about time he's done something on the score sheet, as Atomic has the last touch, fighting with Daniel there to put game 2 officially out of reach. 3 goals now with 24 seconds to go. And Torsos at least trying to get some forward momentum, but again, G2 has never really felt threatened so far through the first 10 minutes of this series. Power at least gave him something to think about, had a couple decent looks, and maybe if a pass connects here and there, it's great, but the connections have been a little bit wayward. Atomic will add yet another, so everybody who's got him in fantasy is all happy. Beast Mode gets an assist, and it's another lopsided scoreline in favor of G2, 5-1 in the closing second.
Yeah, this is what G2 fans want to see. For Power, I mean, they're just, the only thing they can be happy about is that goal differential does not play a part.
Total domination. One more game to sweep Power out of the ranks of the undefeated. Fever will kick it off for Team Power and do a lot of nothing with that attack, and there's no follow-up. Beast Mode, Atomic, 1-0, 12 seconds in.
That's another great team play by G2, but I mean, I'm watching this just wondering, when is Torsos planning to hit the ball here? Because he's just a spectator in that play. You've got to go for it. You can't assume that G2 are missing that. You have to assume that they're hitting it into your net. and sitting underneath the ball hoping they're going to miss doesn't work. That might work in OCE, not going to work at an international level. At some point, you've got to just challenge, and I feel like the earlier the challenge is, the better when you're up against a world-class opponent like G2.
Well, everybody has decided to rebind jump, so it can happen now, as Fever has that 50 go across right over towards Banana Head. A little slow developing. He couldn't get a clean shot through, and then goes right by this ball, and that's been just a bizarre problem for Power to have after they looked solid in round one. There have just been a lot of whiffs, and sometimes you can go, well, actually, there was a fake, and they were trying to leave it behind. Like, no, they're just missing the ball sometimes. Daniel only plays to go off his own backboard. Atomic's got it cleared, and Power have to reset.
This is fine for Power, though. I feel like if they can just boom the ball back and forth to G2, they won't mind that. It's a little bit easier to read that than G2's air dribble plays and ceiling shot plays and all the other kind of mechanical plays. Here's one from Fever. He's dropped that onto the goal line, in fact. G2 have multiple players ready to help out with the defensive effort. And that's, been one of the obvious differences for me between these two teams. G2 they're spreading out in defense. They're covering all of the angled Power have got. There's always seemingly another player ready to come through, except this time Fever slots it. But I want to highlight again, G2 have got somebody back there with at least a chance to contest. Atomic actually went into his own goal there for fear of a bump. Otherwise he would have been there for the save. So nice off the ball play by Power.
Yeah, I tried to make the most out of it with an inside-out save attempt, and Fever just jumping from way outside to go low. Now Banana Head, after Power has tied this game. This is the most positive Power has looked so far in this series. And hey, better late than never. You still have some life here in game 3. Plenty of time to work with. Drop down in front, and Torsos has it away, only as far as Daniel.
Well, there's a couple of missed touches there for G2 as they finally give Power a small mistake to work with. It is small, G2, they're not double committing. They're making it very hard for Power to get consecutive touches in the ball, but an outlet pass from Torsos to Banana Head. He's versus Beast Mode 1v1 off the post. Beast Mode stood strong in the way.
Oceania has been at its best when they're able to kind of pass the ball around and kind of stretch the defense, make them burn a lot of boosts, and keep them off balance. Has not been the case much in this series. Fever with the save. And Banana Head to try and counter. Beast Mode just caught up to it, and back it goes, trying to keep Fever and Power honest.
Still is an interesting game from G2's perspective. Definitely their weakest game so far. They're giving opportunities to Power that were not available in game 1 and 2. And Beast Mode definitely crept up pretty far on that last play. Good cover there by Power. In fact, they played it into an air dribble. It's an air dribble bump pass, and it's Banana Head off the post for a lead. Power have shown up in game 3, and now it's G2 who need to respond.
I mean, Banana Head and Fever, that duo, this whole second half of the season has been a nightmare for the rest of Oceania. Over 90 times during the qualifiers, they connected on goals one way or another, with Banana Head, of course, scoring the most of them. Banana Head now to Torsos, but nothing through the demo smoke.
Torsos might have played a 50-50 there. He didn't have to. Banana Head followed through, took out the opponent. Herder spreading out so much better right now, Stacks. I like that they're giving each other passing options in defense. They were struggling to get clears earlier on, and they're struggling right now because Daniel is lurking in the goal line. That might have been in already, but he's going to pick up the scoring credit. Banana Head, he centers it. Daniel demoed last. That's a wayward touch from Banana Head. A risky pass middle to no one but G2.
Worst case scenario for Banana Head and Power on that exchange, a minute 46. And now Atomic almost cleanly through to chase that into the corner, and he can still play it. And I think Beast Mode might have been expecting him to back out where Atomic had no boost, so an opportunity now for Power to reclaim the lead. Torsos in front, nobody there. So even though he got maybe a piece of a G2 defender, it's all for naught, and they have to go back to the drawing board.
It's that same touch middle. This time Fever is there for it. Daniel loses control of the ball while trying to air dribble out of defense. Power going toe-to-toe with G2 in the midfield in game 3. Can they pick up a game win here? Maybe at that point they can start thinking about even more wins, but for now, one win would be exceptional. I mean, they've lost the last 5 games they've played against this G2 roster between here and Copenhagen. This is the only time that they've looked competitive with them. That's a great pass. Middle, Fever slams it, but Beast Mode intercepts well.
It's funny how maybe about 10 minutes ago we were thinking, okay, Beast Mode is going to score about 18 goals in this series, and it's just going to be a walk in the park for G2. Suddenly, Power have put up a real fight here, and Beast Mode hasn't scored since picking up his 7th goal. But yes, also his 7 goals in the series. Daniel downfield, and Fever's got that one collected at the backboard.
Yeah, it's the best game we've seen from Power, but with 20 seconds left, they just need that 1 goal. So do G2. Here they come looking for it. Daniel intercepted well. The mechanics have been on point for Fever and Banana Head this game. Can they find a way through, though? G2 have waves after waves of defenders. Anytime you get past one of them, another one emerges.
Final seconds now. Atomic slow to that play. Daniel not in the play either, so Beast Mode will trigger it downfield, and Banana Head's got it. Will he play for overtime? No, he was looking to play that forward, and that could be real dangerous because G2 will absolutely play this game, and they may punish Power. Atomic Beast Mode for the win!
Oh, it's a heartbreaker for Power, but what a play by G2 to take it with no time left on the clock. That one stayed up for a whole long time. Beast Mode loved it up to Atomic, who just dropped it back down to him.